All right, everyone, welcome back to podcast episode. I believe this is 15. I could be possibly wrong. I could be way off. I think it might even be, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure somebody's counting or it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so hope everyone is doing well. It's been a weird, goofy, kind of chilly summer. It was like 64 degrees last night in Philadelphia. I was working. And I went outside and yeah, it's cold. Like, I need a long sleeve shirt, which is stupid. But anyway, so yeah, working is fun. I've been doing that night shift thing, and it's actually working out pretty good. I'm starting to get acclimated to it. The dogs being less weird as time goes on. So things are looking good. Things are starting to flow out, even out a little bit. And, that's what's going on there. So... other than that, I kind of wanted to do like a freestyle podcast, so I never really have. So if you guys have been here and subscribed to the channel for a while, I know there's a few of you who have been here since the very beginning that know the name of the channel originally, which was Big City Survival. I don't even know. But, yeah, so some of you have been here from the beginning, and you guys know that I never, and even some of you guys as far as a few months back, know that I haven't really did videos in a format to where, like, there was a script or, I was, like, anything like that, like, editing or anything. I would just kind of hit play on the phone or hit record on the phone and just talk about what was on my mind. And I think I kind of lost that, and it makes... I don't know. I just feel like ended up in that direction with the podcast. Those are everyone's favorite videos, I feel like, and the car rants and stuff like that. So I do have some juicy stuff going on in my brain, and I felt like talking about it. So that's what we're going to do. So I've been hearing a lot of talk recently about, because of the presidential candidates that are running for president, or some are pushing education, some are pushing trade school. I just kind of want to brush on that a little bit and then talk to you about people who spell check you in the comments via Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. So we'll talk about that. But so my thoughts on, and these are strictly my opinions. I mean, it seems like more and more people are starting to lean towards the trade school thing. I'm a trade school guy, obviously. I'm a blue collar, and I do very well. Now, I make six figures now. I haven't before last month ever in my life. Now, yes, it took that long, but have I applied myself the way I am now? I absolutely could have made six figures 5 years ago. I just didn't apply myself. Do I work every day? Do I work 12 days a week sometimes? Yeah, most days, But, or 12 hours a day, I mean. Is it tough? I'm here doing a podcast. Yeah, Saturday I went to a family barbecue for my two twin cousins who graduated high school. Oh my God, they look like teenagers. If you guys are watching, Jared and Jordan, congratulations again. And, yeah, it's just crazy to see how, like, people grow up. But, like, they're super cool dudes, too, man. They're going to be real chill dudes. They're going to be a set of our future. They're going to change the world, these kids. So, anyway, what I was going to say about this so I see a lot of people like, oh, you got to go to college. But, like, now I've seen that growing up. But now it's kind of like, people are like, well, college is kind of like, if you don't know exactly what you're doing in college, it's like kind of a waste of money in my point of view. To me, like, if I went to college, I would have no idea what I wanted to do. I'd just be dumping money into this subject or that subject, and I was a very hands-on kid. I like to take bikes apart. I like to take things apart, put it back together, build Legos. Yeah, that sounds really stupid, right? Build Legos, but, like, Legos are complex sometimes, I liked Legos a lot. Like, I used to build this airport Lego. I'll never forget the airport Legos thing, and my brother smashed it. Stepbrother, but he smashed it. Like, what an asshole, right? Anyway, so I just like to build stuff always, and I was a very hands-on kind of kid. So getting a trade school was just for me, I wasn't good at school. My mom knew that, so she was like, "You got to go to trade school. You're just not smart." It's not that I was a dumbass and I didn't know things. It was just that I was a dumbass and I didn't want to do work in school. I just sucked at schooling. I wasn't good at it. I didn't want to be there. I didn't apply myself because I wasn't motivated to do it because it just wasn't what I liked, And I feel like a lot of kids are the same way and they're just so pressured into college. Oh, you'll never get a good job. I make 6 figures and I didn't spend a day in college. Actually, let me reverse that. I did spend about a month in college, and I dropped out. So, all right. So back after high school, I tried the art thing. I'm an artist. You guys know that. I tried the art school. I was drawing like mushrooms with faces and trees, and the art teacher was like, they were like, draw the woods in back of the school. And I drew the woods with like melting eyes and shit. And the teacher was like, that's not what I said to draw. I'm like, well, that's what I see. And he's probably like, you're on drugs. Dude, you don't see faces in the trees. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. That's what I drew. I don't know what to tell you, dude. So it didn't work out for me, long story short. I dropped out and went to work in a body shop. And, from there, I just strived with it. I just wanted to paint cars. That's all I wanted to do. I painted Honda Civics that were 10 years old to Ferraris that were days off the showroom floor. I've done it all. Most recently, you guys know that I've been laid off from Coca-Cola painting their fleet trucks, and now I work with Coca-Cola, and I'm a line mechanic, and I actually do the mechanical work on the machines that make the soda, and it's a very good job, and it's very hard to get. And I'm very thankful that I have it. And, I don't know I didn't know anything about this job, but now I'm starting to really get good at it. I think, at least. I'm not mastering anything, but I'm getting, anyway, we're not talking about that right now. So, trade school, I think, is, you don't need a college education to make money. You just don't. And there are really good jobs. The Pipers Union, the Glazers Union, the guys that put the windows in skyscrapers. There's so many different, and unions aren't even like the greatest thing in the world. I know this for sure because, I lost my pension. They didn't fight for our pension. A lot of us aren't going to have a pension. So get a good job where you make a lot of money, where you could put a good amount into a 401k. And guys, I'm telling you right now, if you're over 25 and you are working and you're not established in a 401k, you need to do it. You got to start doing it now. I'm telling you, don't mess around with that, dudes. Because you don't know, you don't want to be, like, I see, and this is sad, it's sad to me around here, like, I see elder people or whatever, like, I was at the gym this morning, and it's always old people time, no offense, but it's always older people time when you go to the gym and earlier in the morning, because they're retirees and whatever, so, you might hear little Storms chewing her Kong ball. So anyway, I'm at the gym, and I see older guys, and I see this all the time, just older gentlemen, and they're not healthy guys, and they just look broke, you know what I mean? Like I seen a guy at Wawa, and he's like counting change. I'm like, what's going on, dude? Who needs change? Who counts change? I mean, I guess it's old school. Maybe I shouldn't be judging him, but like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy when I'm 80 years old, like hunched over, can barely walk, and I feel like you can take a healthy strive towards life, and you can live healthy, and you can have money, and you could do things. I mean, I don't know his story. I'm just saying, like, the 401k, is that going to make you, like, maybe you get sick or whatever, things can happen, you just get old. But, like, if you take care of your body and your mind and your soul, then I think that all that can play together, and you live longer, and you're not going to be as old as you look. You might be 80 and look 60. This can happen. I feel like this is how I feel about it. You can disagree, you can agree, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's the point of doing this, because people disagree with what I talk about. People agree with what I talk about. It's controversy. It's conversation. That's what we do. That's why I do YouTube. And also, I put a post up on Facebook about making 6 figures, because look, like, the thing is about it, as opposed to college, and it's not to brag or boast, and I was hoping that most people would get that I'm an influencer. Like, for anybody who seen the post, I didn't put exactly how much I make. I just simply put, you don't need college. I never spent a day in college, and I make six figures. But I didn't put that to boast and show off or anything like that. I put it to motivate. I'm an influencer on YouTube. So what happens in my life, I document and make podcasts about it. And when I do that, it helps other people say, oh, I can do that. Now, like, most people on my Facebook and stuff are, like, people I known from, like, high school and whatever. And honestly, guys, they don't really support this shit. They don't even listen. I know one person was, like, commenting one time, oh, I don't, your YouTube's cool, man, do your thing. But, like, I'm not even into that Survivor stuff. And I'm like, what? This is not a survivalist channel. Guys, what is this channel? Comment below. This is a men's lifestyle channel, right? We do everything here. We don't do surviving life, whether it's, a bad, nasty storm, the end of the world, whatever. Use your imagination is a part of being a man, So if you're not going to man the fuck up and have, like, the preparations for your family or yourself or your dog or whatever, then, I'm going to question your manhood. I really am. It's just how it is, be prepared, get ready for anything. So, like, that's why I do that, because this is what men do. We prepare, we organize, we think about things before they're going to happen. We think before we talk. A real man will think before he speaks, to somebody. If somebody's arguing, do you argue back, or do you calm the situation and come up with an intelligent solution that, ends it? Or just, that's just me, I don't know. So anyway, I love the rants. This is like old school rant podcast version, right, guys? Anyway, the car rants, I know, you guys missed the car rants. I don't have the Kia anymore, guys. The Kia is gone. Maybe I'll tell that story one day. I don't care. I have Miss Maisel now. If you don't know what Miss Maisel is my 97 Ford Ranger that runs like a kitty cat. It's really a nice truck. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's mine. I own it. And I just got the brakes done. One brake, what was it? The brake line. Of course I know it is. The brake line freaking blew out, and I had to get it replaced. I didn't have time to do it. I don't have the tool to bend the brake line, so I just got it done. It cost me like $300 or whatever, but hey, the thing stops, right? So anyway, I put this post up on Facebook, and I didn't want to be rude about it, but like nobody likes this shit that I put on Facebook. Like anytime I talk about my YouTube channel or like doing whatever, nobody, you guys on YouTube, you're not on my Instagram or my Facebook. Some of you are, but it's crazy to see how many absolute strangers out of all over the world are following me and listening to me and getting motivated by the things that I do and say and whatever. Like if I say, hey, last year I made $65,000, now I'm making $120,000, and it can happen. You can do it. You can do these things. Like it's not impossible. Did I get lucky? Yeah, but could it have gone a different way and got it anyway? Absolutely, yes. Could I gotten it earlier? Yeah, I could have. If I just didn't, I didn't apply myself. And like the one thing that I got it, like you do have to work 7 days a week now. It seems like, and whether that's like, I'm gonna take an example from Cody from Wrangler Star. This is a man who a lot of people are like, oh, it must be nice to never have to work. This man works every single day of his life. He owns that house, that homestead. He does YouTube. You think YouTube is easy? It's not. In a sense, it's like hit play on a camera, and yeah, in a sense, you could just grab your phone and make vlogs, right? But it's easier it's harder than it looks. You know what I'm saying? And for Cody, like that's a guy. He works. He's never stopped work. He doesn't work. He works every day. So like there's no reason why there's no reason for me to be off on the weekends. Like I'm going to just like waste time on the weekends making videos. I'm not getting paid for it. It's not that I'm wasting time making videos, and it doesn't feel like a waste of time. It's just that I could be doing something where I'm establishing my career, my life, and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on with my hands today. I'm like all handsy. I'm getting tired, actually. It's time. It's just about time for me to go to bed. This is the first day, actually, I didn't come right home from work and pass out. Like, I get home like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right, in the morning from working from 10 o'clock at night. And I was just passing out, but I'm starting to get used to it. So it's just like coming home. You don't want to. You come home from work at 5 o'clock at night and go to bed. You eat, you go to the gym or whatever. So that's what I did. It's almost 12 o'clock now. Is it? What time is it? Yeah, it's 11:20. And like I already went to the gym doing a podcast, walked the dog, fed her earlier, and like things are getting done. So I have till even if I go to sleep at 1 o'clock, which is what my plan is, I wake up at 7 or 6. I'm good, and I still have 3 hours before I go to work. 3 or 4 hours before I gotta even get ready for work. So I'm good to go. Actually, wait. So if I wake up at 6 to 7 to 8, so 3 hours, roughly. I leave at 9:30. So yeah, it's just been like you could do all those things, and I felt like putting that post up it might rub people the wrong way, but it doesn't. Like on Facebook though, like for people who know me or think they know me, they don't know me anymore. These people I haven't seen in years, like literally 5 years, 10 years. You don't know me. I'm a totally different person. Like you don't know what I'm about. You don't like so people, they don't even watch my YouTube. They think it's about something else. They see me put something about a backpack up, and it's like, oh, he just does backpack videos. Like, yeah, because that's what we do here at the Hard City. We do whatever the heck we want, right? And if I want to do podcasts and make it into a YouTube video, that's what we do. And I heard through the grapevine that people like to watch the podcast on YouTube. Hey, Joe Rogan, right? I like Joe. I like to watch Joe Rogan's videos time to time. I've been compared to Joe Rogan twice so far in my podcast and YouTube career, and that is very humbling because I don't think I'm anything near the Joe Rogan experience. But as far as we could just talk about anything. So what we're gonna also let me tell you about this. So this all has to intertwine into one thing, right? So I put the post up about going to college. You don't need college, whatever. I'm interested to see what everybody thinks about that. Do you think you need college to get a good job? I mean, there's no way you do. Personally, I don't think that anybody can really argue with it. Now, of course, if you're set on something you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, yeah, go ahead. But if you don't, it's basically built to fail. You're going to be in debt. It's going to suck. Go to a trade school. Learn a trade. Learn things, man. Just learn knowledge. Just everything. I think one thing that I want to do on my bucket list is learn how to fly an airplane. And I think that's very important as far as a surviving aspect of life too, because flying a plane is very beneficial if you know how to fly, right? So that's something I think I'm going to take up with some extra money that I'm saving and stuff like that. But anyway, I got so many crazy cockamamie ideas that I want to do stuff. I don't know. So we'll see. So I put the post up about that, and somebody twice I spelled college wrong. Okay, I spelled college COLLAGE instead of EGE. My bad. All right. So here's my thing. And I know this is gonna sound like an excuse, but I'm actually really terrible at texting. I'm really bad at it. I'm just something about the phone. It always puts letters where they don't want to be, and I don't catch it fast enough, and I hit send. I do it all the time. If you text me, generally probably 80% of the time, I have an O where there should be an A or something like that. I'm always constantly spelling things wrong. It's not that I'm a dumbass and I don't know how to spell. It's just that I feel like my phone just messes with me, and I don't care to check it. If I'm doing a resume or something like that, or I'm writing a speech that has to be perfect and politically correct and grammar has to be, everything has to be good and legit, then yeah, I'm going to spell things right. But if I'm putting a freaking post up on Facebook, I don't need to be spell checked. So I want to know if you guys think that's ignorant or is that just me? Now, two people did it. One person is a friend from high school who I know. And he just was basically, I had to mess with you, man. You freaking something about spelling or whatever. And then another person, a girl, put the star thing, and she put college and spelled it correctly. And I'm like, I didn't want to. I did argue with her. I was like, that's really, don't be rude. Like, and she's like, it's not rude. If you're gonna preach about college, then you should spell it correctly. Like, okay, my bad. You're the queen of spell checking on Facebook. That's you. So, I just felt inclined to be like, look, nobody likes to be spell checked. It's very ignorant when you do it. And, like, I don't understand if it's just me. And that's why I wanted to make a video on it so bad. I'm like, wow, she just gave me the best idea for content. So, what do you guys think? I want to know. Like, spell checking to me, it's kind of like, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, do you not agree? If you don't agree with what I'm saying and say you don't agree with what I'm saying, don't fucking get pissed off and be like, that's what it was. Like, that's what it seems like. So I want to know what you guys think about the spell checking. Like, it's super annoying on YouTube when people do it and you comment, but it's also a very good weapon when, like, somebody says something dumb, like offensive to you or dumbass shit, and they spell something wrong and you can correct them. You're like, yeah, dude, if you're going to, like, that's always cool to do, but, like, majority of the times, don't spell check people on the internet. It's just, you look like a dick. You look like a giant dick. I mean, seriously, you do. Some people, like, are texting and driving, like, how, you gotta think, like, somebody's writing a full paragraph as they're driving in their car, so, like, let them go on a few words, you don't need to spell check people. That's how I feel about that. I mean, obviously that is a joke, the texting and driving, right? Maybe I shouldn't joke about that. It's kills a lot of people, but seriously, the phones, they want to be smart, but they're not, like, they are, but the spelling on them it kills me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the way my thumbs suck. Or is that okay? Maybe it's just the way my thumbs slide or stick. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's just something about this phone in particular. Like, I can't feel the buttons, and I'm always hitting freaking wrong words and letters. Does it sound like? It sounds like an excuse, right? Like, oh, you just use an excuse because you can't spell for shit. No, I'm like I'm not going to hide behind the fact that I can't spell. I really am not the best at it. But at the same time, I do know how to spell college, and, like, I don't need to be spell checked for a typo. So it's ignorant. It just seemed like there was she wasn't like, it's not like a private message like, hey, by the way, you should, like, fix that. You spelled college wrong. No, she put it in there, like, so everyone could see it. Oh, you spelled it wrong. You're an idiot. Like, to me, it just seems very ignorant. It's an ignorant thing to do. So if you can disagree with me, that's fine. But I would like to know in the comments, or if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or whatever you're listening to, or if you're watching on YouTube, obviously, comments. But I just thought it was interesting and funny, and I wanted to bring that up and see what you guys think about that. Because you guys are my loyal fans. You guys, supporters and fans, and just some of you or just all of you, actually, not some, all of you are awesome. I know some of you aren't. So here's one thing I also wanted to shed a little bit of light on as well. So I've recently figured out that I actually don't own any of the subscriptions from my YouTube, from iTunes, from Instagram, from YouTube, Spotify, nothing. So anybody who's, like, subscribed to any of that stuff, and most of you are subscribed to all of them, there's no way, like, if all of that goes away, there's no way for me to get in touch with you. And there's also, like, I've been noticing, so, like, I put a new video out and nobody's watching it. Like, if I have almost 4,000 subscribers, then when I do a new video, I should have 4,000 views per video at least, right? Like, you would think, but I'm getting like 190, 200, and I'm not complaining. Like, maybe I am a little bit because I want people to watch it, but maybe I just need to put out more content. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I really think that you guys don't know about it. You don't know when I'm putting new videos out. Like, and if you are watching this, I can promise you this: like, check once a week or whatever at least. I mean, try to hit the bell. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna set up an email list, and I'm gonna look up a couple different programs to run it, but I'm gonna set up an email list and also like I think a website or something, maybe even possibly. I'm not sure yet, but definitely a email list is on the way for Hard City, because that way when I drop a new video, you'll get it right to your email. Like, you won't even have to go into YouTube. I'll just link the freaking video right in there. And I'll set it up so it's not like spam. Like, I won't spam you guys. It's just going to be channel news and updates and things like that. Just to, if something happens to where YouTube just drops, like, I can still, hey, get in touch with you guys, say what's up, here's what's going on. I also kind of wanted to tell you guys, Storm's here to say hello, that we're going to be moving some of the knife or all of the knife and gun content to BitChew. BitChew is just a very creator-friendly new website that's it's like a YouTube, but it's more... no corporate censorship. You could do whatever the heck you want on there, except you're not going to be out there recruiting for ISIS. But things like it's a new thing. A lot of people are starting to head over there, and me as well. I'm signed up. Everything's go. I think I might upload a video soon to that, but mainly content that I can't put on YouTube that I'm scared I might get flagged for, like how to install Glock night sights, or how to install a trigger or something like that, or how to stipple a grip or undercut. I have all those videos I want to do, but I don't want to do them on YouTube because I'm scared I'm going to get guideline strikes, and I don't have any, and I didn't work this freaking hard the last 3 years to get booted now. So BitChew's there. I'm going to be uploading on there. I'm not ditching YouTube or anything like that. The podcast is the podcast. I don't even need YouTube for that. But I still want you guys to know when a new podcast episode is available. And I think the best way to do that is to get on an email list. So if I'll let you guys know more about that in a separate video or whatever, but I just wanted to shed a little light, and we are getting to a half hour, so I got to stop the camera real quick, and then we'll continue. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened with that chick, and she didn't really answer me. I just kind of joked around with her at the end, and it was just like, you're funny, whatever. And then I think I messaged her and was like, yeah, you're kind of hot, so you want to go out? So yeah, I'm still single, so whatever, A story real quick. So I went out with this girl, really pretty girl. I guess it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something like that. We went out to dinner, and then she wanted to go for a drive, and I'm like, hey, that's cool, let's do that, let's go for a drive. And we ended up going to this place in Bristol Borough where I live. It's a little town. It's right on the river. It's an old river town, slave town, really cool, old buildings, very historic, very cool. It's got a wharf, they call it, the Bristol Wharf. And it's an upcoming area. It's very nice, the Mill Street, and there's little shops, and it's really cool when you go to the river. Maybe I'll take you guys down there. Actually, when I did the Rotated Views podcast with them guys over at Rotated Views, they that barbershop, Miguel's Barbershop, for Rotated Views, the podcast is filmed usually there on Mill Street. So anyway, we go to the wharf. It's 2 in the morning. Or actually, it was more probably 12:30 or 1. And we're basically just hanging out in the car, talking, getting to know each other, just talking about different shit. And she has her music on the whole time. And I even made a comment at one point that was something about her battery. But I'm it's just a brand new car, so I'm just whatever. Her battery's not going to die. And, yeah, her battery died. So, as a man, you want to be able to fix this situation, right, by yourself. You don't want to be that guy that's she's like, well, what do I do? I'm like, do you have jumper cables? She's like, what are they? I'm like, are you kidding me? Hey, some girls don't know about that stuff, but if you're the guy that knows what to do in that situation, she's kind of I don't know, do I have AAA or whatever? I'm like, look, I'm kind of weighing out my options. Let me look in your car first. Let me see if I can find jumper cables. I looked all through, didn't see any. And then I was like, oh, I have stuff in my truck, but my truck's still at the restaurant, which is, 4 or 5 miles away, pretty far away. So we started thinking about it, and, maybe we could take an Uber to my truck and get the truck and then jump it, or this or that. Well, then we figure out that her keys are locked in the ignition in this stupid, I think, that kind of car. She has like a Buick Arcadia, I think it is, or GMC Arcadia. Such a car guy, right? I don't even know. But anyway, one of those stupid freaking GMCs. And the key locked in the ignition. I've never seen this in my life. Is there a neutral drop switch? Like, you know how some cars have, well, most cars actually have the neutral switch where you can put the car in neutral and get the key out. Well, this car apparently doesn't have that, or if it does, I don't know where the heck it is. I know some cars have them on the center console. I kind of want to get back in her car and figure it out because I know it's freaking somewhere. There's no way, but I couldn't find it. So the key was stuck in ignition. Her window was down, and that was what happened there. So I had to actually end up. She stayed with the car because she didn't want to leave her car with the window down. So I had to leave her there, which sucked. I didn't want to do it, but I was only going to be gone real quick. So I get to my truck. I don't have cables in it. I took them out when I was doing the new job switch. I took all my tools and body shop stuff, and I put them in my closet here at the house, way in the back, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have them in there. So I went to 7-Eleven and bought a new pair of them, and got back in like 15 minutes, jumped her car, and actually gave her the jumper cables too. So yeah, that was a cool day. I've never had that happen on a date. And actually, it was really cool to have that happen because it's never happened before, and it was so it was such a natural thing, and it was cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was probably the best date I've been on in a long time, and the girl was super awesome too. I don't want to name her or say her name or anything like that because I'm probably gonna hang out with her more. So maybe later we'll see about that. But anyway. We also been talking and texting. She has a little girl, so we don't get to hang out much ever. I mean, we hung out that once, and we pretty much can't because I'm at work, or she has her daughter, and we're not ready to do the whole meet the daughter thing yet, obviously. So anyway, that's what's been going on, and that was a date. I felt like sharing that little story. Let me know if anything has happened. Anything that I talk about, guys. I like to know if anybody has been through a similar situation because it's always fun to hear about that stuff. And I definitely want to know what the heck you guys think. To be spell checked is just so fucking annoying. It's like my mom. My mom spell checks, She don't go on Facebook no more, thank the freaking Lord. But when she did, she used to spell check like everything or just be mom, you know what I mean? So don't be a spell checker. Nobody likes a spell checker. It's really ignorant. So, think about it like this. Would you go and spell check your best friend? Or would you, as a joke you might, but, as a dead serious, thing, spell check someone when they're trying to be serious about a post and, motivate people and strive in the right direction and say, hey, you can do it. You can have a different future. You can make six figures without college. You don't have to worry about college. You don't have to worry about being some kind of brainiac to get into a law school or Harvard or MIT or any of that shit like that. That stuff's built for really smart people or elite rich people who have enough money to throw in college tuition and they won't be in debt, student loan debt for the rest of their fucking lives. And that's what it boils down to. You want to be in debt forever? And, because I don't know I think the age demographic on my channel is in that era of college and, or right out. Some of you are older, some are younger. So I know I have some 13, 14, 15-year-olds on my YouTube channel, on the mature end of that. But, at the same time, it's you guys are listening to this and watching this and being motivated. And I want you to know that, don't be afraid. I'm not trying to steer anyone away from college. If that's your thing, then do it if you know what you want to do. But if you're on the edge of not knowing what you want to do and you're just not you just don't think what I want to go to school with, then I think that your best bet, and from my personal experience and from what I've seen from how the world goes around, either join the fucking military or do a trade school. Military is a great option because, well, maybe not now because we're probably going to war, but if you're not scared to fight, and more than likely you probably won't. Any more fighting, they don't send thousands of infantry in no more. They send in special units and stuff. They take care of freaking 5 Navy Marines and Marine Raiders can wipe out a whole freaking army of Afghans or whoever else we're fighting. So, anyways, the military will teach you so many different things. I have a lot of friends who are in the military who are cops, EMTs, firefighters, police, or engineers. Just there's so many opportunities out there, and you can do that without college. You can go to college, or a trade college even, and trade school, and just pick up a trade, pick up air conditioning and heating. You know how many people need air conditioning and heating done? And it's not a hard job, and you could get paid a lot of freaking money. If you're a pipe fitter or an underwater welder, or like something like I do, like a line mechanic, or a line engineer, or your computer programmer. Maybe you need college for that, but maybe not. Maybe you're just good with computers. Learning how to wire and wiring and all that. There's so many different things. I mean, I could sit here and name a million different jobs you could do without college that you can make over $100,000 easily. Open your own business, do your own thing, start a YouTube channel. It's never been so easy to make money outside of an education. Seriously. So I'm like losing my voice, and I think I've been losing my voice this whole podcast. So I hope I don't go freaking listen to this and be like, shit, I can't even record it. I sound like an asshole. Anyway, where are we at? What's the timestamp? 36 minutes. I think we're going to cut it off, guys, and then we're going to hit it for next time. So, because, no, you know what? No, we're not going to cut it off yet, because I wanted to say a couple more things. We want to talk about sports. We didn't even hit about sports in weeks here at the Hard City. I haven't said anything about anything. The Phillies they suck. They started to suck a little bit. They were on a 7-game losing streak, and then they started winning and hitting, and they're an unbelievable team. They're so well built together with Bryce Harper, and just I don't even want to name all the players, but you guys all know, if you're baseball fans, the Phillies are the best team in baseball, I think. I don't know about this Gabe Kapler, their manager. He's kind of a goofball to me. He does some goofy stuff. Our pitching has been bad, but Jake Arrieta had an awesome night last night. So anyway, besides the Phillies, the Sixers decide they're going to get rid of Jimmy Butler. And they signed Tobias Harris, Al Horford. So now and they got rid of J.J. Redick and got Richardson in there. So Philly sports has taken a gigantic change. And my team now, and like all the Philly sports, I feel like they all had to keep up with what the Sixers and the Eagles were doing. And the Eagles got Deshaun Jackson back, and they got a real solid team. There's a lot of fill spots that they needed to be filled, a lot of depth in all positions, and the Eagles are a Super Bowl contender for sure, especially if Carson Wentz is healthy. And I think he's going to come back and have a great season. So, but anyway, for me, the NHL right now has been going absolutely bonkers. The Flyers made some of the best moves. So they got rid of Gudos. He sucked. Who cares about Racco Gudos, right? All he did was get penalties, and he put his stick in the worst play. I couldn't stand him. So Gudos is gone. McDonald's is gone. Dale Weiss is gone. Like all these scrub, Yuri Laterra, all these freaking scrub players, man, that just were breaking up that beautiful thing we call a cap hit. And it's not so beautiful, is it? No, it sucks. But that thing was atrocious. All those pays that they had to pay for those guys. So now they have a solid team. They picked up Jason Braun, I think that's his Braun from the Sharks. They picked up who's Matt Niskanen from the Capitals. They hire 3 of the best coaches in the league. They bring back Elliott for another season, which I'm still like, okay, if he plays backup, he's a solid backup. He can't start. Carter Hart has to be the starter, and that's all there is to it. You just seen Jordan Bennington win the Stanley Cup, and he's never played in the NHL past 30 games of the season. He hasn't played in more than 10 regular season games or something like that. I think it's like 10 or 12 regular season games. The kid gets in, plays, wins the Stanley freaking Cup for St. Louis, and that's awesome. That's an awesome story. Jordan Bennington is sick. He's going to be a sick goalie forever. So the one thing that I think is so underrated about the Flyers right now and what they did was the fact that they hired these coaches. These coaches are ridiculous. They have three of the best coaches in the league as their main coach, assistant coach, and defensive coach. And Ian LeParriere is still going to be the penalty kill coach, apparently. The Flyers have the best penalty kill in the league, so I'm not complaining about that. One thing to look out, I want two players. If you guys are into hockey, maybe not, some of you may be, I don't know. But there's two players for you that I want you to look out for the Philadelphia Flyers that are going to be upcoming and to look out for in the next year or two. This year, I want you to really keep a close eye on a kid by the name of Morgan Frost. That kid can fly. And he had some trouble with stick handling and shooting last camp. This camp, no. He has come prepared. He has learned how to stick handle, keep his head up. Because in the NHL, you can't, in any league for that matter, but especially in the NHL, you better have your head up stick handling because you're going to get whomped. So this kid learned how to do some dancey moves, and he is fast. He is really fast. He might be the fastest player the Flyers ever had. He's really quick. So Morgan Frost, he's going to make the team. He's going to be that off-winger. I'm almost definite, 100% he will make the Flyers this year. And another kid is by the name of Bobby Brink. The Flyers picked... Oh, I have a third name, actually. So the Flyers picked him up, Bobby Brink, in the second round, and this kid's a stud. Why he wasn't in the first round is beyond me. There was a lot of first-round players that were really good. So, like, really the second round, into the second round, were still first-rounders. I mean, it was a good year for draft for the NHL. Bobby Brink is going to be, he's like a, who can I put my finger on? He's like a Bobby Ryan type of player, but better. You know, he's really freaking good, guys. This kid is good. He's a real deal, and I'm so glad the Flyers got him. The one guy that they did their homework on, they passed up on Cole Caulfield. Everybody's, oh my God, Cole Caulfield. He scored 72 goals in the CHL. You know, lots of guys score 72 goals. Well, not really, but, you know, you come to the NHL, he's only 5'8", smaller than me. I just don't see, the Flyers don't need to get smaller. Now, Bobby Brink isn't that tall either. But Bobby looks, I don't know, he's just a different player. He's just a different style. And the Flyers went ahead and picked up a super sickening offensive defenseman by the name of Cam York. He's the best defenseman in the draft, period. And, I guess you could make an argument with Hughes, but sick. The Flyers are going to be sick in like a year. If they're not good this year, they're going to make this Stanley Cup Finals in the next 3 years. I promise you that. They are on the way. What do they do with some of the veterans? I don't know yet. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, I'm super excited for that. And then also for the summertime, we have some new movies to talk about. We got the new Joker movie, which is about to come out in October. Super looking forward to that. NHL 20 is coming out this year. That game looks sick. It got completely redone. They finally redid the commentary. They finally redid like all this different stuff that they needed to get rid of and overhaul that game so bad. And it looks like they finally did that. So I'm really excited to buy a new PlayStation and check out the new NHL when it comes out. So October or September-ish, I'm going to buy a new PlayStation. I might buy one now just to get it. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes I kind of want to play Red Dead Redemption again, to be honest with you. That game was so much fun. And, you know, I kind of just never played it and then got rid of the shit and focused on YouTube. But anyway, the one thing that I really wanted to talk about was the new Batman, who they picked to be the new Batman. I forget his name, but it's the kid from oh my God, what the heck's it called? The vampire kid. My God, Twilight. Now, not the wolf kid. Oh man, why can't I think of his name? But anyway, he's the new Batman, and I like it. I like the pick. He's younger looking, although he is the same age as Christian Bale was when Christian Bale played Batman. So, whatever. This kid just looks younger, whatever. So, Bruce Wayne is going to be, I think, like 18, 19 in this movie series. I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to the new Batman series, especially with this new Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, who is like my favorite actor, other than guys like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio and Christian Bale and the main big guys. But they're some of my favorite actor is Joaquin. I don't know, Phoenix. We'll just call him Phoenix. So that Joker movie looks awesome. So yeah, that's going to wrap up the podcast episode. I think this is 15 or 16. I don't know. This was a freestyle. Once I start get to going, I'm good. I'm just going to run it out. I'll talk forever and hours. I can probably go for another hour, but I'm starting to get really tired and heavy in the eyes, and I can feel it. I need to go to freaking bed. And do I edit this? I don't know. All I got to do is match up audio. It's a longer podcast, so I probably won't be able to upload it here because it's going to take forever unless I bring the computer upstairs to my uncle's apartment. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I will see you soon in the next one. Like, share, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And if not, you can find me on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify. Just type in Hard City Raindrops. I will come up. I'm all over the place. Instagram, Hard City Cafe Hard City _Cafe, or just Hard City Raindrops. There's 2 different Instagrams. I invite you over to follow them both, or one, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Peace.